Well, I've had a long time off here, mowing grass and chasing grandchildren all summer and working around the house, and we got a lot done. And I had placed about 300 of my books up in the attic in early June. And here in Ohio during the middle of summer, it gets up around 140, 150 degrees in the attics. And I was trying to cook any old book smell out of my ancient collection. And surprisingly, it worked about 70%. I would think that my results were good to excellent in 70% of the 300 or so books I had up there. And I'll show you guys a couple. These books just looked terrible before putting them up there from the first week of June until the last week of August. And this is an old Alan E. Norse, The Invaders Are Coming, and it just looked awful. I don't know exactly how, but the heat really brought out the colors on the covers on some of these books, actually on quite a few of them, and it has worked out really well. As far as the old book smell is concerned, it got rid of about 70 to 80% of it in 70 to 80% of the books. This one by Norse is from 1959. This was the year it was printed, and all I did was wipe them down with a little damp cloth when I brought them down. Here's another ace double that just was not really usable or just looked awful. And this is two Lester Del Reys. And let's see what year that is from. Looks like I had a bookmark in there. This was published in 1973, so it's not as old as I had thought, but it looks much, much better. Now this is the greatest success I had, and this is Big Planet, Jack Vance. It is an ace double, and it cleaned up incredibly well. And this one, I believe, is from the late 1950s. Copyright 1958 Ace Books. This is a 1958 Ace that cleaned up incredibly well. Now, I did pick up a Spatterlight Press copy of Big Planet, and I read this back in June. I will be doing a review of it eventually. And I've had some great success with that project. I still read, I've got a pile of books over there that I read. It's about 7 or 8 of them during the summer while I've been doing all this other stuff. But I did come across this. Now here is my copy of Galactic Derelict from the early 1970s. Andre Norton, just a great book, and part of her Time Traders series. And this one I came across, and I can't remember where, sometime during the summer, but this is a very famous piece of cover art here. You can find that particular artwork in a lot of places in science fiction. And I bought this for like $1.50 somewhere. And it is in great shape. And I'm very happy with that. This is my, I'm talking about my new book haul here. I'll start with this one. And during the summer, I did come up with quite a few books. And I've read 7 or 8 in the meantime as well. Now, this one is a Warner book. These were the folks published by Warner Books Let's see if I can find the date on here. And again, I found this in a little hole-in-the-wall bookstore. And this one was published January 1981 by Warner Communications. I had never seen such a thing before, and it's in great shape. Looks like I paid $3 for it. So I came across another copy of Asimov's science fiction classic stories from the golden age of science fiction. They're both in excellent shape, and this one was published. I'll just let you guys see that. And it was published in 1991. Now I have two of these now. I think this one was actually, this is the original. This one I found at another bookstore, and I believe it is in just a little bit better shape. So I will probably just trade the other one in and keep this one. And they appear to be the same book, but this one's just in a little better shape. I think it was a different production run or something. It's a little thicker, and published in 1991 by Galahad Books. I've got so many I had to put a little table over here to put away my books. Now these are all new book hauls. Isaac Asimov, The Stars Like Dust. I got this at Second and Charles, and I couldn't find my copy. I have no idea what happened to it. So at any rate, I've got this now, and this is a HarperCollins, and it is from the UK, and I am not sure I ever determined when it was published. It doesn't say on the back page. You've got all the different copyrights and everything in here, but I don't know exactly when this one was published. Printed and bound in the UK using 100% renewable electricity at CPI Group. That tells me it was very recent. But a great copy of this. I finally found Anne McCaffrey's Decision at Duna, and I'm looking forward to reading that. I believe I read it back around 1973 or so. Lots of folks were telling me that I may actually enjoy this Olaf Stapledon. So I picked up a copy of this again at Second and Charles. It is an SF Masterworks, and it is serious. It's a dog book. Of course, I've had many dogs over my lifetime. When I was born, my parents already had 2 dogs. And again, very difficult to tell when this was exactly published. Ryan Publishing Group's policy is to use papers that are natural. I believe it was published in 2010. No, that's the introduction was written in 2010. Sometimes they put them in the back of the book, date of publication. I do not see it. And I came up with some more SF Masterworks, again at Second and Charles. Philip K. Dick, Time Out of Joint. This one is a Golance. And I'm looking forward to rereading that. It has been a long time. Another Philip K. Dick, Martian Time Slip. Another SF Masterworks. And again, I'm looking forward to rereading that. Both these Philip K. Dicks will be practically like reading it for the first time because it has been 55 years or so since I read them. And a lot of folks have recommended this. I have no idea how to pronounce his name, looks like Yevgeny Zaymayatin. So this is a publisher I've never heard of. It says Mint Editions on it. And again, I found this at Second & Charles, I believe. This edition was published in 2021. And it says Westchester Publishing Services for the typesetting. So people familiar with Mint Editions might know more about this than I do, that's for sure. And here is my ancient copy of Northwest Smith by C.L. Moore. And this one went through the heat treatment and turned out pretty well, actually. It looks pretty good. It is not odorific, but again, at Second & Charles, I came across this. It's the same, it has the same contents as C.L. Moore's Northwest Smith over here, which was published by Ace. And this is another SF Masterworks, and it is in like new condition. And let's see if I can determine when it was published. Not really. I could probably go online and figure it out. But I've been buying these books over the last 3 months. And this one is in great shape. I might need to clean the back of it here with a little Windex or maybe some water or something. But I ordered this one from Amazon, Dancing with Destruction. It's a banned book published in 2025. And so far, I'm halfway through the book. This is a short story anthology. And 2 of them have been great. So when I get through with that, I will do a review. Now I've also picked up this from Alan Dean Foster. It's in pretty good shape, but it may have to go through the attic next summer. I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly. The Tar I'm Krang. If I'm not mistaken, I did read this back around 1973, and I have some recollection of it, but I will start all over again. Now again, at Second & Charles, this is another SF Masterworks. I have quite a few Zelazny little collections, but this one puts together an awful lot of his best science fiction short stories and novellas, and I actually greatly prefer the shorter versions of Damnation Alley, A Rose for Ecclesiastes, He Who Shapes. I think the 99-page novella is much better. And The Doors of His Face and the Lamps of His Mouth are in here, The Great Slow Kings. A lot of his best stuff is right here. And this is a great collection, and I will do a review of it after I read the whole thing. This one I ordered, I believe, from Amazon. It's an open road book, and I finally came up with another copy of Clifford Simak's Way Station, which has been my favorite novel by Clifford, really since 1970 or so. And then I was able to procure these once I found out that, I can't think of the name of the publisher right now, Positronic Publishing, Star Surgeon, Alan E. Norse. I haven't read this book for years, but it's a great book. And to get it in hardbound, I was thrilled to come up with this. Now, Positronic Publishing usually puts their copyrights, made in the USA, Columbia, South Carolina, printed January 2nd, 2025. So these guys are still in operation. I've actually spoken with one of the owners, and we're trying to get some 8E Van Vogt reprinted as hardbounds. I don't know if he will ever be able to do that or not, but it would certainly be worthwhile, I think. So here we have an Alan E. Norse Super Pack hardbound, again from Positronic Publishing. And Alan Norse wrote some very important short stories, really kind of groundbreaking in science fiction, and most of them are in here. Of course, there's Star Surgeon, the whole novel. So now I have 2 copies of it. Let's see, where is the one that... Bright Side Crossing is in here. And Martyr. Martyr is an incredibly great science fiction story with a massive moral message for everyone. Also at 2nd and Charles, I came up with my 2025 calendar. So here it is, and it is a Star Trek calendar. I haven't had one in many years, and I'm looking forward to it, and of course I will keep it at the end of the year, or I said 2025. This is 2026, of course. So at any rate, we can kind of get an idea of what is contained in the on each month here. So I'm very excited, and I will get started reading again. And Jeff over at Jeff's Cave of Cool Books set me off on a Western binge this summer. I have read some Westerns, but mostly I have watched a whole lot of Westerns in the evenings and was kind of banished to my big TV in this room to watch them. My wife and grandkids were watching other things. But I watched a tremendous amount of Western movies, TV, and it was really kind of fun to get reacquainted with that. So that's all I've got for today. I will start reading and doing some more stuff soon. Thanks a lot.